reminding me that God's there, reminding me He's a very present help, reminding me that He would never leave me nor forsaken me, reminding me I don't have to fear, reminding me that all is well. And so when I was in the car and I was listening, y'all, I'm in a confined space. I'm in my car. I smelled the scent of my mother literally come across my face. As soon as that happened, my body triggered and tears flew like crazy. But I was like, Mom, are you there? I felt like a little girl, like knowing that her mom was there. Y'all was driving, I had wanted to like reach out to grab the essence of her spirit that was letting me know I'm all around you. But I took that moment to still allow the tears to flow. But I also saw the positive. I was like, Mom, you remind me you're right here. I was like, we know God is with us. We know God is with us. But a lot of times it's having that tangible, and that was something tangible. To smell her essence. I don't know where I've been Bluffton. Mama Cinta ain't in no Bluffton. I'm in Bluffton in my car. Her scent's not even in my car, honestly. But I knew that was something that God did to let me know all is well. You can go ahead and continue to process. Just know through this walk, I'm with you. It's okay. It's all right. There's moments when I was at work on Saturday, God would have it where no one was in the office looking at her pictures. Then I was angry. I got angry. It's like, it's too early. I literally said it. And I knew God laughed at me. I'm like, God, it was too early. I said, you know what you do. So even though I said it was too early, I was like, I looked at the pictures and I remembered the joy in those moments of the picture. When I looked at the picture, sorry, voice going in and out. When I looked at those pictures, instead of seeing what I've lost, I had to look at those moments and remember the joy that I was experiencing during that time. I took my mom to 82 Queens downtown for a mother-daughter date because I had to share her so much. So I snatched her. Auntie helped me. She made sure that nobody called. She wasn't home. And we went and spent the day downtown at 82 Queens restaurant. And I remembered that time and how she had her shrimp and grits for her homemade biscuit. And yeah, a lot of butter. A lot of butter. And God just had it with the atmosphere. We were able to sit outside. The sun was shining beautifully, but not too hot. It was just the perfect temperature. Our server was beautiful. And she smiled. My mom was smiling and laughing the whole time. Her food was mwah. She just enjoyed it. And of course we had dessert. But he allowed me to take that moment to remember the great things that came out of it and how she was so relaxed and just enjoying the moment of a mom and a daughter being together. And I just had to say, thank you, Lord, for that moment. Thank you for that time. And on that drive, I just hold on to that and let that renew and replace what I thought I lost. Because in essence, I didn't lose her. She now with me 24/7. Now she omnipresent, basically. She was omnipresent even when she was physically here. She could see everything. But we will miss that tangible part. But it's still good to know you can channel it. And thank God. I thank God just for Him being even sensitive to us. Just how empathetic and sensitive He is to each one of us. So with sharing that, there were some questions that actually came, and this is what prompted me to really start revamping how I see what took place. God was telling me, He's like, here I am, here I am, here I am, here I am. Be with me as I am with you. So when He kept saying, here I am, because at one point, I felt lost. That I'll just say entities made me feel like I was lost, even though I know I wasn't lost. But that's when you're overwhelmed, when everything kind of comes at one time, He throws everything at you. So during that time where He was trying to make me think I was lost, I don't know what I'm gonna do next, God was like, here I am, here I am. Be with me. I'm the source. I'm the solution. Be with me. And I was like, okay, so what did that look like? Be with you. You know, it's like, as I am with you, then you be with me. So when I looked at that, okay, so that's really communicating, talking with Him, letting Him know every moment, everything that I'm expressing, everything that I'm feeling, and let that moment be with Him to express that to Him. So I was like, okay. So as I was thinking that, what came to me was, okay, what or how am I feeling about this right now? So as that came, then I expressed that to Him. This is how I'm feeling right now, Lord. This is how I'm feeling. And then another thing that came is, what will I miss the most? Now I just reflect. What will I miss the most? That may not be tangible. Okay, so I thought about that. You know, sometimes just what I'm gonna miss the most is seeing her face. You know, getting that hug. You know, her looking at you cross, when she already you know the answer, and she gives you that look like, daughter, who would have cut you? You know, that reassurance statements that she would give each and every one of us, because she would know us. Or sometimes to just smack on the tuchus. Go ahead, you got this. You know, her way, she knew how to communicate with each one of us. That's what we miss most. So, and then he asked the question, what are the big things that I have learned from her? So I thought about those things that I learned from watching her walk. How she handled individuals. How she walked softly, and then how she walked like a lion. Remember, so what I learned, what did I learn from the Spirit from her life? So I started thinking about that. And then the last thing that came to me, how will I use these things for the betterment of my life? So how I'm gonna take all of this and put it in action. And truthfully, that's helped me. But everybody is different in their process. I shared that to share this many different ways. But I do believe those questions are powerful in any aspect. Whether we're dealing with things on the job, dealing with difficult people, dealing with immense situations that come back to back to back to back. Where with us, if we have one situation you had to deal with at one time, I think we'll be good. But sometimes when we got this situation, that situation, this situation, and that situation, we got 4 or 5 things we gotta deal with all at one time. Sometimes that can be like, feel like a shipwreck at times.
What were the questions again?
So the question was, first question that came was, what or how am I feeling about this grief, about this pain, or about this situation? How am I feeling about it? this right now. Number two, if we're dealing with grief, this question will come as, what will I miss the most? It doesn't necessarily have to be grief, as I dealt with divorce as well. You know, you can look at it, what would I miss the most? Because out of whatever situation we're going through, there's still positive that came out of everything. Something positive, something good that we can pull from it, some good memories. Next question I asked, what was the biggest thing I learned? What did I learn from this situation, from these moments, from this person? Last, how will I use it for the betterment of my life? How will I use it for the betterment of my life? And if you notice, I didn't say how can I use it. Because if we say can, we tend to procrastinate. So when you use the word will, it's more of an action. How will? You tell yourself, I have to do this. This is detrimental to my life, like eating. We know we all have to eat. If we don't eat, then the natural body will be malnutrition. So if I don't put this to action, now I'm doing myself an injustice. So from those things that have been shared in the scriptures that have been read thus far, I am going to ask for those to share to help not only us, even let me back that up, not only to help yourself, to help us as a family and body, to help those that are watching. That's the most important thing. Because as we know, Mom told us to do God. Everything that we do, it's for souls. It's to help someone else. So as we have shared, as I've shared, what some things we can share, maybe some experiences, some things that they've experienced, or some positive things that they've received, that they believe can be a blessing to themselves, to us, and those that's watching now, and even those that's going to pick this up later, to help them to move and live, help them to live and not dwindle away. It's godly on your heart. I want to give everybody an opportunity instead of processing. That's why I'm not calling a specific name right now.
I have a different way of asking your question came to my mind just now is, how have you been processing grief? And did you know that it needed to be processed? And now that you know that it needs to be processed, how can you help someone else? Or what tips have been possible, and even maybe grief in other aspects of life, maybe grief of a relationship that you once had, and how it can relate to how it can give strength to someone, because we know that grief comes in many forms. It can be relationships, it can be divorce, identity, and all those other things. How have we, knowing that we've been deposited with all that we've, the foundation that we've been given in God through our apostle, how are we actually walking this out? Like, what does it look like? And maybe if we have not been processing, what things do we feel like we can now start implementing to begin processing the grief? Because I couldn't identify with a lot of things at first until, for me, once language is given to it, to me, then I understand, like, oh, this is probably why I'm sleeping a little bit more. It's probably why I'm not eating as much. You kind of got language that you can put to it. That's why I'm a little bit more on edge, or I've been a little bit more fearful. So what are ways that we've actually, this is how long, about 3 weeks now? About a month. What things have we actually been doing to process? And if we have not been processing, what do you think you now need to do that you can begin processing?
Fun time.
Just gotta talk louder for the cameras, because we don't have mics, so we just gotta speak.
I don't know, I wouldn't say anything yet. Well, I guess it was a lot in the question. As far as, I guess for me, it's been, like you were saying, you have so many things that hit you at once that you didn't get over, and then something else happened, because it was like so many hits in our family that I didn't even get to kind of process, because it went from my sister kids' suicide, then it went from my aunt's death, then it went to mother. It was just like so many different ones, and then I guess for me too, with my aunt, we still haven't even had like a proper like burial yet. Like my cousin, he still had, has her ashes and stuff, so we never, and this has been a year.
Wow.
And so we know that he's going through this process, and if, like every month it's, are we gonna do it this month? We're gonna do, so it's, trying to give him time as far as how he's processing the grief. And so I know for me it's, like grief is like seasons, and I've been in different seasons of grief. Like I had my summer, my fall, my winter grief, so and now I'm kind of learning what like triggers, because it makes sense with sounds and sights and stuff, because at one time it makes you think it's a mental thing, but it's not a mental thing, it's actually your nervous system. And this nervous system is like the body's command, like it tells you, okay, because it's almost crazy, my mental was off, and so the Lord put it is talking about this like 2 days ago, and it came to both of us how like the Father was letting us see, no, it's your nervous system allowing you to know what's triggering these things. And so with that being said, it gave me a chance to know, okay, now I can identify why do I feel this way, instead of just being, how you can be hit and then you just all over the place. So now I can take my time and say, okay, Lord, why do I feel this way? What just made me all of a sudden just go overboard or feel angry or sad, or, it's just like a whirlwind, just like a roller coaster sometimes and then when you also, I know for me, I always try to be this, like that strong person for everyone. And so I had to realize, okay, Sharon, it's okay for you to just throw it all down, like, okay, like, Lord, I'm tired, and I just told her, I was like, I'm mad, but then I'm like, for you, it was funny because I was listening to my voicemails, and I have a bad time, y'all, so if I call you back a month later, I just have a voicemail. So I was listening to my voicemail, and the last one was Mother. And you should have saw how when she came on my phone, I was like, and it was her daughter, I need you to do God, and she was talking about me presiding, and even just hearing that, it kind of, it didn't make me angry, because I was angry at first, but then when I heard her, it was almost like okay, even though she's not here, it was still like, you know what you got to do, and yes, you're going to feel the second way, but we got souls, and so it was like, okay, yes, we have to process what we're going through, but at the same time, know that you can make it, because this is not the first time. Like you were saying, it's so much stuff as far as relationships and death and loss of homes and then children, and the word tells us it's going to happen. So when people ask that quote, well, God, why God do this? Well, that's what He said is going to happen. Like, and everything, we can't say that He did. He allowed us to go through certain things because sometimes we put ourselves in. I don't know why He got me going this way, but there's certain, things where it didn't have to happen, but our actions, it must have consequences. And so that's like what He was saying, a time to die, a time to live, a time, and the way I'm looking at it now, all these hits, I said, now is my time of joy. Now is my time of peace. Now is my time of overflow, because I said, okay, Lord, I didn't had all these things, and your word said that's a season. I said, so I got a lot of seasons in 1 year, but that's how South Carolina weather is now. We're 70-degree weather in the wintertime. So now I'm looking forward, because I know that His word has to come to pass. So I know my joy is coming. I know. So now I'm just looking for it. I mean, I have it, but I'm looking for, when I say looking for, I'm looking for overflow. I'm looking for abundance. I'm looking for the promises, because I've seen it in a lot of other people's lives. I'm like, wow, they got hit. And then when it happened in your home, it's like, wow, I got hit. So, but saying that you can make it, and sometimes I feel like it's unbearable. And even when I talked to my sister who lost both of her kids to suicide, like months, not even months apart, like a month apart, how she's still encouraged, how she still talk about God, and I know she has her moments, but it's still that, and I always tell her that you really encourage me, because when you call, it's like when Mother's Day came, I'm like, do I call her and say happy? It was like I didn't know what to do, but then she was letting me know it's okay, I'm okay.
Wow.
So that's pretty much what my seasons have been.
Who's next?
They gonna call you.
Call.
Pastor Rita,
Her too.
what are some ways that, because I think just from listening, I think what can be like misunderstood with grief is that you could be thriving one moment and the next moment you go completely sad. So it comes in, we said it already, it comes in many different ways, but just being able to identify that some moments come and they're really tough, they're really hard. You have a moment where you feel like you can't pull yourself out of it. But I love that God is helping us to identify it, because He's telling us there's a time and a season for everything. So when you feel it, there is a way that He'll allow you to cry, He'll allow you to express yourself, but He'll also let you know that you can come out of this. Because sometimes the enemy will put us in grief for so long that and I think God, I can say this, I thank God for people, for community. Because community helps. I'll say for me, it's helped me. I could literally lay in my bed and I can lay in my bed for days and not talk to a soul. But God uses people to call me or to say, hey, this, hey, that, just in our processing. So even as we're talking about it, I know it's a little difficult it is difficult to talk about. It is difficult to process. But I thank God that He's helping us to put language to it. And I would think about Mother when she would go through moments when she was processing with her husband. And Mother would have a moment where she was like happy and then she would go angry. She would be like, Floyd! And I would be like, what's going on? But it showed me in natural real time that she expressed what she felt. And then she also realized too that I have to keep going, I have to keep pushing. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to, we're not going to have dreams and Mother comes up in our dreams and it's like, no, why? Why? So it comes in many different forms, but if we're able to encourage the people, what Why can't we tell them about how God is helping us to push through, even if it's just crying, even if it's just being amongst other people, getting a phone call, having a dream, your family randomly wanting to take you out and do things with you. What are the ways that God is help us to grieve or help us to process? What's happening that even if we didn't realize it's God's doing, but He's helping us to process because we maybe not know how to do it. I've seen it in my own life that God has had people to call me and had people to take me out and had people to ask me, what do you want to do? Just because He knew that I needed an extra layer of strength because God knows that we're processing. So I do want to ask Pastor Rita, Pastor Rita was very close with Mother. Very, very close with Mother. So I know that this sits dear to her heart. But I also know that she was kind of like John. John laid on Jesus' chest. So I feel like there's a lot of wisdom that Pastor Rita has that even in her processing that she could pour and give strength to others while maybe she's being strength to herself at the same time.
It is very difficult for me right now, but I always think of others before I think of myself. And in doing that, I'm able to grab strength because I'm given strength. And when I see that even in the midst of the grief and everything, that you're happy, it makes me happy. Just knowing a hug or just saying, hey, how you doing, and see you smile, it means the world to me. Processing it, I'm still processing.
Yes.
Dealing with the grief, I'm still dealing with the grief.
Yes.
I'm not ashamed to know how my feelings are, because they are what they are.
Yes.
I'm not ashamed to tell anybody, yes, I'm still hurting. How long it's gonna be, I don't know. And I just always pray that people don't have that negativity where, hey, look, you need to get over this stuff. No, you don't understand. You can't take over 30-something years, put it in a box, and it's just done. When you know that the words of encouragement, when no one else may be able to see that moment that you needed, and just one individual says, hey, you've been busy, you've been going, you've been putting your family behind and helping others and everything. I just wanted you to know. You know, God told me to tell you that you missed that. Not saying that none of us have it, because we all have it. But it's like, for me, I'm going to use the word schizophrenic. Only because I can laugh, I can cry, I can joke, I can do this all at the same time, and then be like, okay, why am I joking at a time like this? But that's how it came out. And the joke actually was so funny, so, you know, we all was just cracking up. There were moments that I would be talking with Pastor, and I was like, I'm sorry, but I gotta say this. And we both would crack up laughing, you know. But then I understood, and, you know, understand that's just a moment, you know, that we're having. And that time is actually perfect for the moment. And dealing with gone, just you not there is difficult, because she was my friend. Not only was she my friend, she was my spiritual mother. She was one that, I'm not one that allows people in that space of mine. But because of the trust that we establish between the two. There was nothing that I couldn't tell her, whether it was good, whether it was bad. I didn't care what I did. I could judgmental or anything. It would be, okay, so what do you do now? And she wouldn't tell me. She would make me explain to her, what am I going to do now about it? And then after I explain it to him, not only do I have to do it, but she's gonna make sure further down the line, so where are we at now? Huh? Oh, remember? Oh yeah, you remember that. Oh yeah, this is what I'm doing about that, and this is what happened, and this is what took place, and this is what I did. Oh, okay, I just wanted to check in with you and make sure, you know, you got over that and you moved on. I'm not at a standstill. I thank God for that. But I'm at a stage where I know that I have to accept that she's no longer going to be here. And for me, that's the hardest part. I already lost 2 mothers. And when I say that, I was adopted. So my natural mother died when I was young. My adoptive mother is gone. Now my mother in the Lord, she's gone, and I'm like, okay, Lord, there's no more mothers in my life. And the ones that you have placed in my life is because of who I am today. Because you didn't just place any type of women's in my life. You placed strong women's in my life that poured into me. I said, and as a patriarch for my family, now I gotta get all of this together, still be strong for them, still be strong for the church, still be strong for myself. And it's not easy all the time. And I want others to know, understand, yes, you go through these emotions, happy, sad, you go through anger, you go through, well, why did you go at a time such as this? I needed you here now because of what I'm facing. I remember I have so many great memories that I cherish. And I often shared with Mother, I'm grateful for these opportunities. I'm grateful that we get the time to be one-on-one. There's times where I might not can share among my peers. But then when I'm alone with you, God will always reveal to you, okay, Rita, talk to me. Huh? What? I wasn't ready now, you know, because it's sort of, you know, put down, I guess how you could say, put behind you. And you made it through it, so you be like, oh, I ain't got to talk about it now, because you know, I kind of got through it, you know. But there's always that finishing touch that she brings. And like y'all was bringing out with triggers, and one of the triggers was because of the situation that I'm in now, I'm like, oh, okay, Lord, I have to get through this. You know, I dealt with deaths year after year, sisters, brother, then not even really, which y'all made me realize, I never grieved for them.
That's good.
Because I had to be strong enough for the rest of the family that looks up to you, you know, in order to be like, well, what do we do now, sis? And you know, it helps you at the same time, while even though you're feeling all of this gunk and everything on the inside, you still know that, okay, Lord, that's still a soul. And help me to reach them because they're not saved. So they're looking at me, Lord, and answering questions. I said, so Father, you know, help me. And sometimes I have to ask him to help me to hold back the tears. I said, not that I'm so, you know, mighty and strong and everything, but help me to help them.
Yes. Wow.
And in the midst of it, it brings you strength. It brings you peace. It brings you joy when you know that you've touched someone else's heart. So in the midst of this, yeah, you feel abandoned. You feel like, it's just not the right time, Lord. It's not the right time. There's so many things going on that we wanted you to be a part of. Going into the new sanctuary, yes, I wanted you to walk in that new sanctuary with us. Going into just that overall dreams that was shared with me, and I'm trying to, you know, continue to process all this. Well, we were supposed to do this together. We were supposed to do that together. Things that we spoke about and wanted to do and had our to-do list. You know, because not that I was the same age with her, but you know, just having someone there, like, it was like as a big sister. It was like, I knew the difference between mother, I knew the difference between my friend, I knew the difference between an adjutant, I knew the difference with the apostle. And in being all those positions and stuff, sometimes I felt like, okay, well, Lord, I don't even know what I do now because I ain't got nobody to adjutant now. I ain't got nobody, you know, to go on vacations with. And for me, that was my getaway. That was, you know, my secureness. Because with everything that I'm dealing with outside the church, it was like answers for me. And then you get to that moment where you can think and be like, okay, so Lord, this need to do this and this, and then I gotta do this, and then I gotta do that. Okay, I'll start with this, I'll start with that. And you sort of have a clarity. But when all of that like shattered in one and you have to deal with it, it'll have you all over the place. But I keep in mind that most above all, not to fear. Not to be in a place where I can't accept a newness of life. I can't accept a new way. Because even now things will be different. But you learn to walk through it without fear. You learn to grab hold, and everything that's taught is the opportunity now to display. Now it's everything that's been embedded within me now comes to the light for others. So in the midst of everything, yes, we still have that standard to uphold. We still have that going on to uphold. Yes, there will be challenges now, especially with Satan thinking that, oh, well, what you gonna do now because you know your leader's gone. That part don't faze me. Because the same way I have to stand on my own. And that's one thing Mom and Dad taught us. Apostle and Bishop taught us. We're our own individual. And we have to stand. We have to move on. Don't be afraid to accept challenges. Don't be afraid to, well, God, you sure this is you? I'm gonna step out now and I'm testing the waters, Lord, And if I make a mistake, show me my mistake.
Mm-hmm.
If I did wrong, Lord, show me how I did wrong. And then help me correct it. So now I know, oh, okay, don't do this way, but do this way. So it's going to be a huge learning process, but it's one that can be accomplished.
Amen.
It's one that can be done, and it will be
Yes.
done. First, always remember, you as an individual, you got to maintain.
Right.
You got to feed yourself.
Exactly.
When you're alone and noticing that, okay, Lord, you know, it's my week day.
Yeah.
Okay, get with somebody that's strong.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
may not be able to say, well, you know what, I don't care. This is how I'm feeling today. I ain't doing nothing. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't calling nobody. I don't care who called me. What? You have those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real.
Yeah.
And always just remember though, okay, yeah, I should go out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should call this one. Cause you know, at least I know I'll get a laugh.
Yeah.
Or I can just picture their face smiling right now.
Yeah.
So remember that the good times.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the moments that you had that one-on-one talk. Because now is the time to use it.
Yeah.
Because you be like, yeah, I'm really gonna use it now.
Yeah.
I really gotta focus now. You know, because like they say, when the bridegroom is here,
Right.
you don't worry about none of these things. You know, even with fasting, you don't have to fast then
Right.
because the bridegroom is here.
Yes.
But now is the time that, okay, yes, fasting is needed, Lord,
Yeah.
because I need the direction too.
Yeah.
And I want to always maintain and be in agreement
Yeah.
with the rest of us.
Yes.
So that this way, now, Lord, okay, I know that my fasting
Mm-hmm.
needs to be even greater. I know that my praying needs to be even greater. I know that that sensitivity that you have connected us with got to be even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're going to take each and every individual to their own separate place. But yet collectively, it will be as one.
Yes. Yes.
So even as every individual continues to grow, the growth is going to be different in each and every one. You'll be able to see your growth,
Mm-hmm.
maintain your growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there will be correction.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to accept the correction
Mm-hmm.
from the new.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we all do God,
Mm-hmm.
you already know that God is going to stamp his approval
Mm-hmm.
because what's in.
Right.
So that's
That's good.
basically how I can say,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I know a lot of viewers, I know a lot of you all are still in shock.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you all are still surprised. And in saying this, knowing that you wanted Mother here,
Mm-hmm.
but Mother had her own choices,
Right.
even at the end,
Yes.
where everything that she has shared,
Mm-hmm.
the one thing she didn't share was that she wanted to go home.
Mm-hmm.
In that,
In that.
knowing that you had to let go
Yes.
and, well,
That's
yes, you're tired,
Mm-hmm.
you're hurting, you're in pain.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
So, in understanding that, I release you.
Mm.
because in releasing is letting go. In the release, I'm letting you know as well, Mother, I understand. I'm moving forward. And yes, I got the opportunity to say thank you. I got the opportunity to say, well, yeah, we might not get to do this, or that, but if I go, I'll let you know about it, you know. That's just, talking. And above all, to get through that will keep me the rest of my life. Is because, and don't y'all get jealous now, don't get jealous for what I'm about to say. But I just want y'all to know, above all. And I knew when she shared it with me, it was that moment when I realized, you're not coming back. But I had, in my mind, I wanted you here so bad till I couldn't let that moment go. But she said to me, because she made me, ain't no one, she made me go to the women's retreat. Because I told her when she was in the hospital, look, you're not there, I'm not there. I'm going to be by your side. It worked for a few days. It was doing good. I was like, oh yeah, I'm good now. Boy, that Thursday got here, and I'm looking at Mother. She had a treatment done and came upstairs, and I heard her in the hallway, and I'm like, Mother? I was like, okay, what did they do to Mother? So when she came in the room, she was still going, and she was going, and she was just a talking. And I was like, oh. I was like, I'm just going to be quiet. I ain't going to say nothing. I ain't going to mention the women's retreat. I ain't going to mention nothing. I'm going to just talk about other things. If she say something, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm sitting there, and I said, here it comes. Oh, Rita. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, if I can remember, didn't you say something about the women's retreat? I said, oh, yes, ma'am. I was saying that it's going to be good and powerful and how everyone was going to be blessed. She said, and so you got your things together to go? Oh, Mother, you know I always have a bag packed. All you got to do is say go. Oh, Lord, it's coming. She said, so, I said, but, Mother, I got bold. Mother, I'm not going. Rita? Yes, ma'am. Did you just tell me you're not going? I said, yes. Yes, ma'am. Holding my head up. Yes. Oh. Well. She said, oh. Well, this is what I want you to do. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I follow your instruction. You're going to go home. You're going to pack your stuff. You're going to get on that bus, in the car, or however you're going, and you're going. Wait, what? No. I said, now, Mother, listen. I promise, Bishop, that I'll take care of you, and I'm taking care of you. Well, Bishop won't mind, because he knows you have a service. And in that service, that's where you're supposed to be. And I'm saying to myself, Bishop ain't tell me that. She said, so go get your stuff together. I said, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Crying and all. I can't do it. No. Rita. dry your tears, suck it up, cause you're going. I will be here when you get back. I said, you promise. Rita, I'm not going nowhere. I'll be right here when you get back. And I'll be looking right at you. Oh, and then she's talking. She said, oh, and Rita, you know that you're always by my side and you're always there. You're my heart. So, you know, I'm gassed now. I'm her heart. Yeah, you heard that? I'm her heart. And so, you know, that was enough to gas me up. And God knows just how to do it. Just that, I was all psyched up. Went on the women's retreat. God truly blessed. And he truly blessed my soul. He poured out. Came back.
Cast up.
Mother, mother, I'm like, I said, oh, wow, okay. No one told me, you know, about the changes. Oh, Miss Candy, I called her on the phone, and she said, hey, how you doing, sis? I said, oh, good, how you doing? She said, oh, I'm good. I said, well, how's mother? She said, oh, hold on. I said, oh, okay. I'm holding on the phone. Well, all of a sudden, I hear this, hey, sis. That King. I said, did I call the wrong number? I said, sis. She said, yes. I said, everything all right? Mother's, okay. Oh, yeah, she's good, Rita. She's good. You know, we're just waiting for you to arrive. I said, okay, I'll be there in a little bit. 3 hours from Georgia now. I'll be there in a little bit. Y'all know I sleep on the ground, huh? Got here. We, sitting there. I get back there to the hospital. I'm talking, meeting the saints as they're coming out. I'm going in, and I'm like, oh, thank God, you know, we all still here together. And so I get upstairs, and I'm looking at Mother, and she's looking at me, and I'm like, okay, Mother didn't say nothing to me, and I'm you know, steady talking to her, and she took her eyes, and she just looked, and she stared at me, and you know, I'm steady talking, yeah, Mother, and this, and all of a sudden I looked at her. And when I looked in her eyes, I said, okay, Mama, I get it. And I asked her one question. I said, Mother, and she looked up at me. I said, it is well. And she said, I understand. And I looked, the glory, the glow had just fell upon her, even greater, just the radiance coming from her, and the anointing. What she always taught, even with Bishop, the anointing doesn't leave. So grab hold of the anointing. And it blessed me. It blessed me. I'm happy most of the time. Because the assignment was fulfilled.
Amen. Amen.
From beginning to end. And that makes me feel good inside. In spite of everything. I can still hold on to that, that I kept my word. And I say to anybody, don't make promises you can't keep. Don't say things you don't mean.
That's good.
Mean what you say and honor it. I'm very happy that I can share with you all
Thank you, Lord.
from beginning to end.
Thank you, Jesus.
The moments, even in dressing the apostle, was truly a
Yes, it
blessing.
was.
And that's where a lot of my strength was still there. I was able, just seeing the glory of God, and saw a growth. Bishop, I couldn't do that.
Wow.
When I wanted to dress him, but I couldn't do it. So I said, Lord, if I ever get the opportunity again, I would do it.
Wow.
Not knowing it was going to be my mother
Wow.
in the Lord. But I learned even in that is grace, is peace, is honor for who she was. That even the people there honored her so much. So they just took their time with her. Not that they don't do it with anybody else, but it was extra special. That made me feel good even more. It made me have that closeness too. That in spite of everything, down to the end, I can always have this moment. I can always learn and understand that even in death, there's still joy. There's still laughter. There's still life. And there's still purpose. Because you get to tell others the experience and know, hey, guess what? This ain't even the end because she's just asleep. So it's a blessing. The hard part is getting through. But knowing everything she has shared with everybody out on Facebook, everything that she has taught you, everything that she has imparted within you. This is the opportunity to take the time to give back for what she instilled in you.
Amen.
Now you go forth with it.
And Janelle, before you leave, you did come to my mind when we were, if you could just come back and before we bring it to a close.